Hello my friends, welcome back. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. And boy have I got a treat. I've got in front of me a whole bunch of printables. They are available on Patreon from Tatty Treasure. 59 pages I have printed out, one short of 60 pages that are currently available on her Patreon. It's Tanya at Tatty Treasure. And there's more added every month. So 59 pages of goodies to play with. And so I'm going to play with them. So I'm setting aside all the journal pages and larger ephemera pieces. And I thought, just to kick off with, I would work with these 2 pages here of tags. So they're kind of a really nice medium-sized tag. And they're already like really pretty. So there's these tan based ones with some florals and textures and things, and really pretty, and there's a bird on this one. And then there's these more greeny kind of ones here. So across the board I'd say they're fairly neutral color palette, so really good bases to work with. And what I think I will start with is by backing. So I did not grab out my paper, so that's not a terribly good start, is it? And then these other ones I've got here, I'm just going to pop out of the way for the moment. These are the pages that have like fuzzy cuts or other little bits and pieces on them that I might want to grab and play with to decorate these up. So let's grab a bit of this packing paper here that I get from my wonderful husband's workplace. I'm not sure if this is wide enough. It is perforated. So let's just see how it goes. Sorry about all the crinkly noise. It's kind of unavoidable. Is that going to be wide enough? Yes, it is. It's absolutely just pretty good on size-wise. So let's measure off roughly how big I want it, and then I think I'll cut down the sheet so that I know where I'm gluing a bit better, because I don't want to end up gluing it half off the backing. That wouldn't be great, would it? So I'm just super excited to have all these to play with. Just absolutely thrilled. So thank you, Tanya, for your creative genius and bringing all these wonderful goodies. So I'm cutting down right to the edge just to help me know where to glue. And I won't do that last edge because I know where to work up to. So yep, just fits on pretty much perfectly. Flip it over there. There's a little tear here, so I want to move away from that. And what's the best way? It's going to take a ton of glue stick, but I think that is the best. So I'm just going to smush glue stick all over this paper. And any bits that I miss or don't get glued down properly on the edges, I'll go in with my tacky glue and slide some glue in underneath. This will get the bulk of it. Oops. Wind it up. So Tanya asked me to work with these and make some things. And I was like, oh yes, I would be more than happy to. Give it a good smooth down so I can see there's areas I haven't got glue on, and that's all good. Right, so let's grab the tacky glue and just slide it in along those edges. Oops, I accidentally left the lid off this glue earlier today when I was doing something else, and came back and found the lid off, and it was like, oops. So I gave it a poke with a pin and then let it just sit, hoping that it was going to work okay when I next wanted to use it. But it seems all good, because I didn't want it all clogged up with dried glue. Right, and I may have to go and get some of those other edges in between once I've cut them apart, but I'll leave that until I know. And then I can't quite see that edge, so I will cut them apart now. And I think I'll just start with this lot. I think I'd be biting off a bit more than I can chew to do all this in one video, but we shall see. Should probably wait till the glue dries, but never mind, we're going to go for it. So all these printables I've printed out on a mix of presentation paper and regular photocopy paper. So my presentation paper is 100 GSM, so it's not that much heavier than regular copy paper, but it does make a difference in the weight. And I'm running out of presentation paper, so I thought, well, I'm not going to do everything on it because it's quite expensive. Like a ream of photocopy paper I can get for $10, and a ream of presentation paper is $35. So yeah, it's not cheap. So I've just done a mix here. Some of the things that I thought might need a heavier paper to begin with, I did on the presentation paper, and then most is on regular copy paper. And I do have a demonstration one where I printed the same page on both paper types. And actually, to look at, there's very little difference. The ones on presentation paper are ever so slightly crisper in detail. But if you didn't have them to compare, you wouldn't really know the difference. I print on an Epson EcoTank, and not an expensive one, just one of the cheapest ones that they had at the time. And it does a pretty fine job on printables. It's not so great on photos, but on printables it is perfect. And that just reminds me, I have not printed off the photos I need to print off for my journal. And we're almost at the end of the day. So I'm filming this on Tuesday, and it will go up tomorrow on Wednesday. So cutting around these curves is both interesting and a challenge. I like cutting around curves because it's definitely more interesting, but then it's also a challenge to get them cut nicely. And I think my print actually cut off the bottom of these journal cards, but that's okay. It's hard to tell because I print on A4 paper, so I've set them to fill the page and tried to keep an eye on ones that might go off the edge. And the ones that I thought might go off the edge, then I didn't print them to fill the page, so that they printed slightly smaller and didn't run a chance of being cut off, not printing on the edges. Because I've done that too many times to count, where I've printed something and I didn't check it before I printed it, and I've cut something off. And that's pretty frustrating. Don't want to waste paper or ink doing that too often. Go. Right, so far this is just me gluing and cutting, but we'll get to the fun stuff, I promise. I've got limited time because I was all set to start this video, and then Georgie wanted cuddles, and he hadn't had cuddles all day, so you know, I had to see my baby. I had to give him some cuddles, but it did put me back on the recording. And then he decided he'd had enough cuddles, so he hopped off, and I was like, yay, I can start my video and hopefully get it done before I need to start cooking tea, because my husband will be home in 20 minutes, so we need to make good progress in 20 minutes or less. So So this video won't be any longer than that. Aren't they so pretty? I mean, they're really lovely as is, but you know, we like to create things and make things, so I'm not going to leave them as is, even if I think they're really pretty. And they are lovely, Tanya. Lots of goodies to work with. So because I was short on time, I thought these might be a really nice, reasonably quick video to get me started. And I'm going to have lots of good things at the end of working with this lot, ready to pop into journals that I'm making. Right, so we're definitely not going to have time for this other sheet, so I'll pop that back with the others. Right, so we've got these all cut out now. I do want to ink them, but perhaps I'll leave the inking to the end, just so I'm not taking up too much of our brief time here together. Right, is there anything on these that I would like to... These are little mini tags, but on this one, this other sheet, it's got mini tags and tickets. This line here is tickets. So perhaps we would like to put a ticket on, or a label, either or, depends what you want to call them. Just looking at what might suit. Really thinking about this bunny one, so I'm just going to trim it out and let's have a look. I might print these out in another size too, print 2 per page, because I think they'd be super cute at half the size for another option. Oh, the frogs started up. We've got a resident tree frog on our property. Don't hear it all the time, but it's just the last few days it started making its noise again. I do enjoy hearing it. It's fun. Makes a lot of noise for such a tiny little thing. Like literally, it's only like this big. It's so tiny. Makes a really big noise. It's kind of nice, isn't it, there with those flowers. It's got a little bit of white there. Let's just ink it. Why be finickety about cutting it when I can ink it? Since the whole thing's going to be inked around anyway. Oops, a few streaks of ink. I love the whole vibe of these pieces from Tanya. Everything has got a beautiful distressed look. It's just gorgeous. So much detail that I think you can only really appreciate when you're looking at it in person. Like on screen it's beautiful, but then when you print it out you get to truly see all that luscious detail just working together beautifully. Right, what would I like to add there? A bit of book page. So I will be adding bits and pieces from my stash, although I'm going to try and keep the main bits to the printables. But I'll add the usual suspects like my stamped numbers, book pages, those sorts of things. Do we want some music maybe? Oh, perhaps not put it upside down. I like that, but we need to just take it down a little bit. rid of that name up the top, and then maybe a bit shorter because I don't want to cover up this wee flower down the bottom. That's pretty. I like that. That's very pretty. And is there anything else we want to pop on here? Sorry about reaching. I'm just looking up here. Got some stamps on here and some labels. I'm just going to cut out this top label up here. Might be a little bit big, but we'll see. It's a challenge to use only things out of these printables apart from, you know, generic things like a bit of book page or whatever. So we'll see how we go on that. I might give in every now and then. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I could cut this down because there's 2 layers, and I could just go into the smaller layer if I wanted to. I love things that have options, and to me things like that have options. It's beautiful as is, but if I did need it slightly smaller, then I could cut down, and I think I am going to cut down to the inner one. I can always print it again. Sorry, completely quiet, concentrating. We're not going to get all these done. I can see that now. Lucky if we get a couple done, because I've got 12 minutes left. There we go. I like that. Let's give this ink. So much fun, Tanya. Love this. So we'll count this as an introduction one where I'm not going to get a lot done. That's okay. I mean, I've backed them all and cut them all out, so that is good progress. Can't remember exactly where I had that, but it's now going to live there. So I had that up a bit, didn't I? And this underneath, make sure I put it up the right way. Yes, I like that. So for this, I'm going to just use my tacky glue. So if you're after some great printables, then head along to Patreon and check out Tatty Treasure. And she's got 4 levels of patronage, so you can choose your level, and printables are available from tier 1. And as you can see from that stack, there's plenty to work with. And if you love this style, which is just gorgeous, I mean, who doesn't love this style? It's just so pretty. Then you may want to become a patron of Tanya at Tatty Treasure. And not only printables, but exclusive videos and a monthly prize draw, and, you know, lots of other benefits. Right, I love that. I do think I want a word, and there are no words in the kits that I can remember. So I can dip into my own, can't I? So let's see. It's very cute. So cute. Have I got something that will work with the colours? Perfectly imperfect. Chase the rainbows. kind of like the idea of them all being layered up like a little cluster. Do we want a vertical word? Don't want anything too tall, I don't think. Like this might be a bit... Oh, actually, it's perfect. I love that. So these words are from my own digital kit on Etsy called Vertical Words Plus. And the pluses because there's some horizontal ones and sayings as well. Oh, look, how beautifully does that match? That is just fabulous. Awesome. I love it when a plan comes together. Isn't that off 18? That kind of probably dates me, but I remember watching the original A-Team series on TV. Oh, it was so good. Such a good program. Fun. Oh, that makes me super happy. Tanya, just thank you so much. I mean, that's beautiful. And I don't think it needs anything else. I'm still debating about a topper. Shall we add a topper? I should ink the back. I'm not going to get any more done than this one, so I might as well go ahead and ink it in the last few minutes that we have before I need to stop the video and start on dinner, because hubby will be walking through the door any more moment and he won't know that I'm filming, so he will make noise and the cats will make noise greeting him. So shall we try a bit of lace? I'm thinking possibly not white lace, although I've got a little bit here. We could have a look. Oh, that is lovely though. Probably don't need it that big. But what else? I've got cream lace here. Yes, that's it. Oops. Come on. Just a little thread there. Didn't want to let go. Oh, creaky chair. Right. So it's a little bit long, maybe. You want to trim it down a little bit. Just want a little bit because I don't want to cover over all the pretty flowers at the top here. Just going to trim that down a bit, I think. A little scrap for something. And I'm just grabbing out my stapler and I'm just going to staple it. Oh, trying to get it in the right place is the tricky part while holding it, because I don't want to staple my finger, my thumb. Am I in the middle? Oops, it's gone sideways on me. Maybe stapling wasn't such a good idea. Okay, I'm going for it. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. There we go. There's our cute little tag. Oh, it makes me super happy. I just think that's adorable. Look at that. So everything but the word and the music is from, oh, and the lace of course, is from the printables available from Tatty Treasure. I love it. It's so cute. Okay, with that, I'm going to call this a video. I'm sorry that it's a bit short, but maybe we'll play with these others the next video. We shall see. But definitely look for more videos using these printables. I'm going to have a blast with them because like such fun. Okay, everybody, take care and I will see you next time. Thanks for being here. Bye.